Everyone, and welcome back to another video on Becoming Pro, on the Becoming Pro series here on Ghostpaper. And for today's video, I'd like to talk about hashtag goals and why goals can be super important for your art career. It's about staying organized, it's about being productive and learning new skills, but also it's about completing these goals. So how can you get all of these going without actually letting go of some of these challenges, not being able to complete goals and all sorts of things? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. My name is Leo and you're watching Ghostpaper, so now let's get to it. Alright, before we talk about the goals themselves, it's really important to just take a step back and just talk about something here, which is the whole fact that setting yourself goals can mean something quite challenging. You know, a lot of us have daily lives with jobs, and also some of us are full-time parents, and some of us are even doing both. So with social distancing and working from home, all of these things have been like scaled up to the point that actually can be quite challenging doing anything else besides working, taking care of your family. So really, I've made a video about finding time to do creative work, finding time for your art, and there's a video that I'll link it here on the top right side of this video. But what I really would like to talk about for now, instead of finding time, which this is another whole subject itself, is about goals. So there are actually 3 types of goals that you can set, and this is one of the main points here in this video. There are long-time goals, which are goals that you can set for 2 to 5 years. There are intermediate goals, and there are also short or small goals, and those can also be called actionable tasks. So now let's just roll back and talk about the long-term goals first. And with that, I'm actually going to put this visual here on the screen, which will represent the journey of completing a long-time goal. So basically, this is us. We're here on the mountain on the left, and we're looking at the goal. We have a clear look of that goal, and it's reaching out to the far right mountain. And the valley that we see in the middle is the effort, the hard work, the track and the journey of actually going down and learning this new skill, of having a transformation from where you were to where you're going to be, but that requires a lot of hard work. And the really big challenge is that in the middle of this path, in the middle of this journey, when we're actually down at the bottom of the valley and we're still trying to learn, we're still trying to overcome this challenge, it's really hard to see the goal because you're at the very bottom now. It's really hard to see up there what that goal was. And at the very beginning, when we're super excited, we're searching for references, we know what we actually would like to get, we have that clear vision of the goal, we're just not there yet. But once we actually start trying to actually create, either if that's an art style or like learning a new craft, and you're at the bottom of the valley, it can become quite challenging to see the goal. And a lot of people just decide to quit, just decide to walk away from this challenge. So really, one of the main points of this video is the ability that we can set ourselves different types of goals, and with that, keep the momentum so that you keep completing goals. So let's just keep talking about long-term goals first and get this out of the way. So one of the best tools, first off, one of the best tools to set yourself with long-term goals is something called the mind map. So I'm going to use here on the screen as well an example. It will show what would have been my mind map 2 years ago. So I'm just putting my name here at the center of the screen, and now tracing some arrows. Here are some of the few goals that I would like to have achieved by now, by the present time. I would like to have achieved or created a YouTube channel that has some recognition. I would like to also start doing some mentorship and teaching classes on Skillshare and other websites. And I will also like to continue developing my art style. So then number 3 there, definitely I'm still working on it. And that's also the beauty of long-term goals. They're not finite, so you can keep revising them. And also you should not try to put a cap there. You should not try to put like a limit to things. They are just, you may say that they're still quite impossible. But in fact, 2 to 5 years, a lot of things can change and you can evolve if you put the hard work, if you put your effort into it. So how do we stay excited towards long-term goals? Because those are, they're very challenging, they're long, and that is why it's important to think about intermediate and short-term goals. You see, intermediate goals are goals that you can set yourself for 6 months to a year, and those can be investigating a new art style, just starting to work on a little craft. Maybe like you just want to work with marker brushes. You just want to work with markers either on paper or on your iPad with Procreate. And those can be like smaller goals that you're just checking your progress, and try to not create long-term goals as intermediate goals. So how do you know the difference between the two? Well, basically anything that has a curriculum, anything that has like a schedule, if it's going over a year, that's already a long-term goal by itself. So again, using the college as an example, if you're trying to get a degree and that degree is going over a year, that is of course very clearly a long-term goal. And just talking about short-term goals here, which are also super, super important. So what are short-term goals or actionable tasks? Basically, many times throughout the day, we can actually feel stuck. You know, you're not able to create anything for your long-term goal. You weren't able to create anything on that week, let's just say as an example, for your intermediate goal. So short-term goals or, actionable tasks are things that you can get through in a day. For example, if you're missing some art supplies, if you're missing some crayons, some paper, you can get that done in the same day. You can order online, you can go to the store and just get them yourself. And those things, once you start knocking them off, like just, crossing them off the list, it will give you the momentum and it will keep you like excited for completing more tasks. Just seeing those being cleared out of your list will give you the momentum to continue. So once again, I think the balance between short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals could be something like 60% you go on short-term goals, 30% on intermediate goals, and 10% on long-term goals. And why I'm giving this ratio is because it's better for us really to start knocking off items from a list on short-term goals or actionable tasks to give you the momentum to keep going on your intermediate goals, and then finally keep working on your long-time goals. I know that this is quite a bit of information for a short video. I don't want to make this too long, but I just wanted to show you guys the power of a mind map. So I think this is something that can be really, really important for setting yourself goals and keep, put this mind map in a place where you can keep seeing it. You can keep looking at it, making some edits, seeing what happened in a year or in 2 years, and just take it from there. And also intermediate goals are also really, really important because through the next year, you'll be able to take a step back and realize what has changed, if anything has changed or not. And finally, short-term goals are really good because it will knock items off your list and keep the momentum alive. So that's it really for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, a like would be super appreciated, as well as make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of these videos. And that is all for you to become a better digital illustrator. Now on the right side of the screen, there's more content for you to watch. One is my latest upload, and the other video is a video that YouTube is actually recommending you to watch. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.